Sigils, those seemingly simple yet profound symbol have been used throughout history in various magical traditions. To the untrained eye, they might just look like abstract designs or random shapes, but to those who understand their true purpose, they are powerful instruments for manifesting intentions and desires. The truth about sigils is that they are not merely decorative. They are an energetic force that aligns with our goals, serving as a vessel for intention. Sigils have existed for millennia, employed by ancient cultures across the globe, from the Egyptians to the Greeks, and later within the medieval and Renaissance periods of the Western occult tradition. In essence, a sigil is a symbol of desire, a unique, personal, and creative representation of what you seek to manifest. Whether used for spiritual purposes, personal growth, or material gain, sigils are meant to imprint your desires on both the conscious and subconscious mind, helping you align with the energy required to bring those desires into reality. At their core, sigils are symbols of power, but they are not simply symbols that exist in a material sense. They are meant to connect you with a higher energy that flows from the subconscious mind to the universe. The idea behind a sigil is that it represents an intention you wish to embody and manifest in the world. It is, in a way, a representation of your inner will, crafted into a form that transcends mere words, making it an immensely powerful tool for spiritual growth and manifestation. But how do sigils actually work, and why do they have such power? The mechanism behind sigils is rooted in both psychology and spirituality. Sigils function by engaging the subconscious mind, the part of us that processes deeper thoughts, emotions, and desires. By crafting a sigil, we create a focal point that directs our energy toward our goals. The process of creating and activating the sigil, whether through meditation, ritual, or visualization, essentially programs the mind to bring that goal into fruition. In modern times, sigils are more accessible than ever. They have transcended ancient magical rituals to become a mainstream tool for personal growth, used in self-help practices and spiritual development. People use sigils to bring about positive changes in their lives, attract new opportunities, or simply manifest peace and calm. From the ancient Egyptians to the modern-day witch, the power of sigils remains a powerful, time-tested tool for those seeking to influence their lives in a meaningful and intentional way. So, what makes a sigil so special? Unlike traditional affirmations or goals written down in plain language, sigils bypass the conscious mind's resistance and go straight to the subconscious, where our core beliefs and desires reside. It is in this way that they become catalysts for change, allowing us to harness the deeper powers within us. Sigils are not a modern invention, nor are they purely a contemporary trend in spiritual and occult practices. The use of symbols for magical purposes dates back thousands of years, and sigils are deeply rooted in ancient traditions across various cultures. These symbols, charged with spiritual intent, have served as tools for manifestation, protection, and spiritual transformation. In ancient Egypt, sigils were integral to magical rituals. The Egyptians believed that symbols had the power to connect with the divine and could invoke the help of gods or spiritual entities. Egyptian sigils often took the form of hieroglyphs, each imbued with specific meanings related to protection, guidance, or power. They used these symbols in their sacred temples, tombs, and magical texts, believing that the energy of the gods could be invoked through these powerful symbols. The Babylonians and Mesopotamians also incorporated sigils into their magical practices. In their astrology and ritual magic, symbols were created to communicate with planetary energies and divine forces. These ancient cultures would craft intricate sigils representing gods or planets that govern specific aspects of life, such as love, wealth, or health. Sigils in these cultures were often associated with astrological symbols, connecting the practitioner to the cosmic forces that influenced human life. Moving into Greece and Rome, sigils began to take on a more formalized role in occult practices. The Hermetic tradition, which arose in these cultures, blended alchemy, astrology, and magic. The Greeks believed that sigils could be used not just for magical purposes, but to establish unity between the human soul and the divine. Sigils were seen as sacred tools for transformation, representing the alignment of the practitioner with cosmic forces. The philosopher Hermes Trismegistus, a central figure in the Hermetic tradition, is said to have used sigils as a means of invoking spiritual wisdom and power from the cosmos. During the Middle Ages, sigils were revived within the Western occult tradition, particularly through the works of alchemists, magicians, and astrologers. Sigils were used to symbolize specific magical intentions, whether to cast spells, invoke spirits, or manifest desires. They were often inscribed on ritual tools, amulets, and talismanic objects, charged with the energy of their creator's intentions. A key element in ancient sigil magic was the belief that the power of a sigil grew when it was hidden or protected from the conscious mind. This is why ancient practitioners often created complex, abstract symbols not only to encode their intentions, but to keep them secret from the prying eyes of enemies or competitors. The act of hiding the true meaning of a sigil from the conscious mind made it more potent and difficult to interfere with. Throughout history, these ancient traditions emphasized that sigils were not just symbols, they were living representations of cosmic forces. Whether in the form of runes, glyphs, or geometric patterns, sigils were seen as the intersection between the physical world and the spiritual realm. By using sigils, practitioners sought to connect the inner world of the mind with the outer world of manifestation, aligning themselves with the natural flow of universal energies. In the modern world, we often think of sigils as belonging to the esoteric or mystical world, but in ancient times, these symbols were part of everyday life. They were tools of empowerment, used by people from all walks of life to influence both the physical and spiritual realms. The enduring power of sigils comes not from their ancient roots, but from their ability to transcend time and remain relevant as tools for personal and spiritual transformation. As we look to these ancient practices today, we see that the use of sigils is still a powerful way to connect to unseen energies, spiritual forces, and our deeper desires. These symbols continue to hold great significance, not only because of their long history, but because they serve as a link between the conscious and subconscious mind, guiding us toward manifestation, growth, and alignment with the universe. At the heart of sigils lies an intriguing connection between symbolism, intention, and the subconscious mind. While sigils have ancient magical roots, the psychological mechanism that makes them so effective in manifestation is deeply tied to our mental processes and the way we store and act upon desires and goals. Sigils work not only by directing energy, but by engaging the subconscious mind, the powerful force that shapes our thoughts, actions, and reactions without us even realizing it. When you create a sigil, you are essentially taking a desire, simplifying it, and encoding it into a visual form. By doing this, you are sending a message to your subconscious mind, which is the part of your psyche responsible for your habits, beliefs, and automatic responses. The subconscious mind doesn't understand language the way the conscious mind does. It processes images, symbols, and patterns, which is why sigils are such an effective tool for creating change. They communicate with the subconscious without the interference of the rational mind. The psychology behind this process can be understood through the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself and form new connections based on repeated thoughts and experiences. When you focus on a sigil, especially during meditation or ritual, your brain starts to recognize the image as a symbol of intention. By concentrating on this symbol, you are engaging your brain in a form of focus that gradually aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the goal represented by the sigil. The act of simplifying a desire into a sigil is a form of mental programming. The more you reduce a goal into its essential form, stripping away excess words, emotions, or concepts, the more clear and focused your desire becomes. Your subconscious mind doesn't have to sift through complex ideas or abstract thoughts. It receives a direct, unambiguous signal about what it needs to manifest. This is why sigils are so powerful. They cut through the noise of your daily life and focus your energy on a singular outcome. In addition to their psychological effect, sigils tap into the principle of intention. Intention is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It's the first step in the manifestation process. To intend something is to set a purpose in motion. Sigils serve as an amplifier for that intention, directing the energy you put into them into the cosmos. When you create a sigil, you are putting your intention into physical form, creating a symbol that represents your will. By focusing on this symbol, you intensify that intention, making it more potent and more likely to materialize. Once the sigil is created and activated, it acts as a reminder of your intention. It keeps the desire in your awareness, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. The more you see or engage with the sigil, the more it aligns your thoughts and actions with your goal. The subconscious mind is incredibly powerful, and once it becomes attuned to your desire, it begins to work behind the scenes, adjusting your behaviors and perceptions to bring your intention into alignment with your actions. Psychologically, sigils also work by helping you let go of your attachment to the outcome. The process of creating a sigil allows you to declare your desire in a clear and concise form, then move forward without anxiety about how or when it will manifest. In magical traditions, this is known as the principle of release or letting go. Once a sigil is activated, it's important not to obsess over it. Allow the energy you've put into the symbol to work naturally, trusting that the universe will respond. This detachment is where the true power of manifestation lies. If you are constantly focused on wanting, needing, or forcing your desire, it creates resistance in the subconscious mind. Desperation and doubt disrupt the flow of energy. However, by creating and then releasing a sigil, you align with a state of trust and confidence. This energy of calm assurance makes it easier for your desires to come to fruition because the subconscious mind is no longer blocked by negative emotions. Ultimately, sigils work because they harmonize the conscious will with the subconscious mind. They act as a tool for mental focus, emotional alignment, and spiritual intention. When used properly, sigils can serve as a bridge between our inner desires and the external world we want to create. They allow us to take control of our lives and shape our realities by working with the natural forces of our minds and the universe. Creating your own sigil is a deeply personal and empowering experience. It allows you to take control of your desires and intentions by transforming them into a visual representation that taps directly into your subconscious mind. The process of creating a sigil is not complicated, and with a little practice, anyone can harness its power. Here's a simple step-by-step guide to help you create your own sigil and manifest your desires. Step 1. Define your intention or desire. The first and most important step is to clearly define what you want to manifest. The clearer and more specific your desire, the more powerful your sigil will be. Whether it's abundance, love, protection, or any other goal, your intention must be focused and precise. It's crucial to phrase your desire in a positive and present tense. For example, instead of writing, "I want to stop being afraid of public speaking," reframe it as, "I am confident and fearless when speaking in front of others." This phrasing aligns with the energy of manifesting and gives the sigil a direct, positive focus. Step 2. Write down your desire. Once you've defined your intention, write it down in a single sentence or phrase. Keep it short and simple, avoid complex or long sentences. The key is to capture the essence of your desire in a concise way. For example, asterisk, "I attract love into my life." Asterisk, "I am financially prosperous." Asterisk, "I am healthy and vibrant." Step 3. Remove vowels and duplicate letters. Next, you'll simplify the words to create the sigil. Begin by removing all the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, from the sentence. After that, eliminate any duplicate consonants. For example, let's use the sentence, "I attract love into my life." Asterisk, remove vowels. The leaven my left. Asterisk, remove duplicates. TRCLVNMYF. What remains are the unique letters TRCLVNMY. These letters will form the foundation of your sigil. Step 4. Create the sigil. Now it's time to transform the remaining letters into a symbol. This is where the creativity comes in. You can combine the letters in any way that feels right, turning them into an abstract design. The goal is to simplify the letters into a unique shape that resonates with your desire. You can overlap, twist, or curve the letters, or even combine them into a single flowing shape. There is no wrong way to do this. Let your intuition guide you. The sigil should feel personal to you and have a harmonious energy. If it feels too complex, simplify it further until it feels like the right fit. Step 5. Activate the sigil. Once your sigil is created, it's time to activate it and infuse it with energy. There are many ways to do this, but the most common methods are through meditation, visualization, and ritual. The purpose of this step is to charge the sigil with intention, sending it out into the universe to bring your desire to life. Here are a few ways to activate your sigil. Asterisk, meditation. Find a quiet space and sit in a comfortable position. Hold the sigil in your hands or place it in front of you. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and focus your attention entirely on the sigil. As you focus on it, visualize your intention coming to fruition. Feel the energy of your desire flowing through the sigil and out into the universe. Asterisk, ritual. Some people prefer to use candles, incense, or other ritual tools to charge their sigil. You can light a candle, focusing on the sigil as the candle burns. As the sigil absorbs the energy from the flame, visualize your desire being manifested. You can also burn the sigil after the ritual, symbolizing the release of your intention into the cosmos. Asterisk, visualization. Another simple way to activate your sigil is through visualization. Hold the sigil in front of you and imagine your desire already coming true. Feel the emotions associated with the manifestation and immerse yourself in the experience. As you do this, focus all of your energy on the sigil and its power. Step 6. Release and let go. Once your sigil has been activated, the final step is to release it. This is crucial. The process of creation and activation sets your intention in motion, but holding onto it too tightly can create resistance. Let go of any attachment to the outcome. Trust that the energy has been sent out into the universe and allow it to work in its own time. You can choose to destroy the sigil after activation, which symbolizes letting go of control over the manifestation. Some people burn or bury their sigil, while others simply place it in a secret or sacred space. The important thing is to release it and trust that the universe will bring about the desired result. Once you've created your sigil, the next crucial step is to activate it. This is the process that turns the sigil from a mere symbol into a powerful tool for manifestation. Activation is essential because it imbues the sigil with the energy and intention required to bring your desires into reality. Without activation, a sigil remains just a static image, but with focused intention, it becomes a vessel of personal transformation. The activation process can take various forms depending on the tools and practices that resonate with you. One of the most effective and commonly used methods is through meditation. Meditation allows you to focus your mind and energy on the sigil, channeling your desires into the symbol and connecting with the universal forces. The key to this method is to create a deep state of awareness and concentration. When you sit quietly, hold the sigil in front of you, close your eyes, and focus solely on the symbol, you are sending a clear message to your subconscious mind that your desire is ready to manifest. As you meditate, visualize your intention as if it has already been realized. Feel the emotions associated with your desire. Imagine the joy of having that financial abundance, the peace of good health, or the love of a meaningful relationship. The more vividly you can visualize the fulfillment of your desire, the more powerful the sigil becomes. Your energy is transferred directly into the sigil, amplifying its effectiveness and making it a living force that works on your behalf. Another powerful way to activate a sigil is through ritual. Rituals have long been a means of creating sacred space and aligning with spiritual energies. You can enhance the sigil's power by surrounding it with ritual tools, such as candles, incense, and crystals. The physical elements you use in the ritual amplify the energy of the sigil and help to ground it in the physical world. Begin by setting up a quiet, focused environment where you can perform the ritual without distractions. Light candles that correspond to the energy of your intention: green for prosperity, pink for love, or white for clarity and protection. As you light each candle, focus on your desire, imagining the energy of the flame infusing your sigil. Once your ritual space is prepared, place the sigil at the center, and as you sit before it, focus on the power it holds. You can incorporate chanting, affirmations, or even sounds that resonate with the energy of your desire. The ritual is about intentionality. It's the act of creating sacred space, focusing your energy, and consciously charging the sigil with your desire. The more personal and meaningful the ritual feels to you, the stronger the activation will be. If you prefer a more subtle, everyday approach, you can charge your sigil through physical manifestation in your daily life. Once the sigil is activated, it doesn't need to be hidden away or forgotten. In fact, keeping the sigil in your presence is a powerful way to maintain its energy. Carry it with you, place it in your home or workspace, or even wear it on your person as jewelry. The act of keeping the sigil in your environment allows the energy of the desire to remain in your subconscious mind. Every time you glance at it, you are reminded of your intention, and this reinforces the connection between your conscious mind and the universe. You can also place the sigil in strategic locations on your desk, near your bed, or by a window. This keeps the sigil in view, ensuring that your desire remains at the forefront of your thoughts. Whenever you see the sigil, take a moment to reflect on your intention and trust that the universe is working on your behalf. The more you connect with it, the more the sigil will guide your actions and decisions, aligning them with your desire. Once the sigil has been charged, the final step is letting go. It is important to release any attachment to the outcome and trust that the manifestation process is unfolding. Holding on to the desire too tightly can create resistance and block the energy. Let the sigil do its work and trust that the universe is responding to your intention. The key is to balance focused energy with a relaxed trust in the process. Incorporating the sigil into your life is a practice of continuous focus. Whether through meditation, ritual, or physical presence, charging the sigil is a way to keep your intention alive and active, constantly channeling your energy toward manifestation. The more consistently you use the sigil, the more you align yourself with the energies that bring your desire into reality. Sigils are much more than just magical tools. They also offer significant psychological and spiritual benefits. Beyond their ability to manifest desires, sigils can serve as powerful catalysts for personal transformation, helping you to align with your deepest intentions and connect more fully with the universe. The power of sigils goes beyond simply creating something physical. It's about unlocking inner potential, clarifying desires, and using them as a tool for empowerment. From a psychological standpoint, sigils provide a means of bringing clarity to your goals. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, it's easy to lose sight of what we truly want or need. We often get caught up in the noise of everyday life, which can prevent us from focusing on the things that truly matter. Sigils offer a clear, focused point of intention. When you create a sigil, you distill your desire into its most essential, concentrated form. This process allows you to not only clarify what you want, but also to focus all your mental and emotional energy on that desire. By using the sigil as a visual representation of your goal, you make that desire tangible and real to your subconscious mind. The act of creating and charging a sigil also promotes a deep sense of empowerment. Many people feel disconnected from their ability to shape their own destinies, particularly in moments of uncertainty or hardship. Sigils, however, offer a means of taking control. They remind you that you have the power to align with the universe and manifest your desires. This process of creation taps into your inner strength, reminding you that you are an active participant in your own story. Whether it's attracting love, manifesting wealth, or achieving personal growth, sigils empower you to shape your future by taking conscious action toward your desires. On a spiritual level, sigils serve as a connection to higher energies and cosmic forces. The process of crafting and activating a sigil is a form of ritualistic sacred practice that allows you to align your will with the greater flow of the universe. It can serve as a reminder that you are connected to a larger, unseen world, a world where your desires are not only possible, but are also supported by cosmic energies. The act of focusing your energy on a sigil also cultivates a deep sense of faith in the power of symbols, intention, and the interconnectedness of all things. Sigils help you to bridge the gap between the material and spiritual realms. They are tools that combine both mind and spirit, aligning your internal world with the external world. By focusing on your desires through a sigil, you send a message to both your subconscious and the universe. The use of sigils can help strengthen your intuition, sharpen your focus, and build your belief in your own power. The more you use sigils, the more attuned you become to the energies around you, and the more you realize that the universe is always ready to respond to your desires. Furthermore, sigils are deeply personal. They represent your individual connection to the universe, reflecting your unique desires, goals, and soul's purpose. When you create and use a sigil, it becomes a reflection of your personal power and spiritual journey. Unlike external tools of manifestation, such as affirmations or vision boards, sigils are intimately yours. They are created with your own energy, and they act as a symbol of your intent, continually guiding you toward your desired outcome. This deep personal connection between you and the symbol amplifies its effectiveness. The spiritual benefits of sigils are also rooted in the belief that everything in the universe is made up of energy and vibration. By creating a sigil, you are working with these energies, aligning your own vibration with the frequency of your desire. As you continue to activate and work with sigils, you begin to align more deeply with the universal energies that govern creation. This alignment brings a sense of flow, a feeling that you are no longer working against the universe but with it, opening doors to opportunities and experiences that resonate with your desires. Sigils also encourage a practice of letting go. This is often the most challenging aspect of manifestation, releasing the need to control every outcome. Once a sigil is created and activated, it's essential to let go of attachment to the specific way your desire will manifest. This aligns with spiritual teachings that emphasize trust in the process and faith in the universe's ability to bring about what's needed. By creating a sigil, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive, but the release is essential for the energy to move freely. Sigils help you cultivate the kind of detachment that allows the manifestation process to flow naturally. While sigils have ancient origins, they are far from being a relic of the past. In fact, they remain one of the most relevant and widely used tools in modern magical and spiritual practices. From contemporary witchcraft to manifestation practices, sigils continue to be powerful symbols for personal growth, intention setting, and spiritual alignment. Their ability to transform desires into tangible reality is as potent today as it was centuries ago, and their modern-day use has adapted to fit the needs of people in today's fast-paced world. In modern magic, sigils are often used to manifest desires in specific areas of life, such as wealth, health, relationships, or personal development. The process has evolved over time, with practitioners incorporating their sigils into personal rituals, daily affirmations, and creative visualization practices. Sigils offer an effective way to channel personal desires into the fabric of the universe, turning abstract wishes into concrete outcomes. One of the most significant ways sigils are being used today is in manifestation practices. Many people now incorporate sigils into the law of attraction or other manifestation techniques, believing that these symbols can act as focus points that align their thoughts and energy with the universe's abundant flow. By creating and focusing on a sigil, practitioners believe they are magnetizing their desires and amplifying their personal energy, drawing specific outcomes toward them. In contemporary witchcraft, sigils are often used as part of spells or rituals. For example, someone might craft a sigil to increase prosperity or bring clarity in love and incorporate it into a larger spell. The sigil acts as a visual tool for manifesting that specific intention. The same approach applies to modern occult practices, where practitioners might combine sigils with astrological charts, planetary rituals, or herbal magic. Sigils are woven into these practices as both a symbol of power and a tool to bring about tangible change. But perhaps one of the most fascinating modern uses of sigils has been in the digital age. With the rise of social media and online communities, sigils have made their way into virtual spaces. People now create and share sigils on Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube, using them to represent goals, intentions, and desires. Sigils are shared within these digital communities as a means of collective empowerment, where people join together to manifest similar goals or intentions. This digital movement has helped revitalize sigils, making them accessible to a new generation of practitioners who are incorporating them into their daily lives and online rituals. Sigils have also found their place in self-help practices. In modern psychology and personal development, people use sigils to manifest positive changes in their lives, from overcoming personal challenges to achieving success. Whether used to bring about self-confidence, clarity, or focus, sigils serve as potent reminders of the power of personal will and intention. Their use in these areas connects the idea of manifestation with more psychological concepts, aligning thoughts and actions with deeper desires, much like traditional goal setting or affirmation practices. Even in mainstream culture, sigils have made a resurgence. In art and design, modern artists are now creating sigils as pieces of visual art, capturing their symbolic power while making them accessible as aesthetically pleasing forms. Sigils are used as a visual representation of abstract ideas or as artistic pieces that communicate deep, spiritual meaning. The simple, abstract nature of sigils makes them a timeless symbol. They can be both spiritually potent and visually stunning, allowing them to transcend time and culture. While the use of sigils may have evolved from their ancient magical roots, their core purpose remains the same: to provide a direct line of communication between the practitioner's desire and the universe's response. Sigils are more than just images or drawings. They are a tool for aligning energy, focusing intent, and creating change. Whether used in rituals, meditation, or personal growth practices, sigils continue to be a powerful symbol of manifestation and personal empowerment. One of the most compelling aspects of using sigils today is that they are not bound by tradition or religious context. They are incredibly versatile, and anyone can use them to align with their deepest desires and work toward personal growth. The flexibility and adaptability of sigils make them an invaluable tool in modern magic and spiritual practices. As we come to the end of this exploration into the powerful world of sigils, it's clear that these ancient symbols are more than just an occult relic. They are a dynamic and practical tool for anyone seeking to manifest their desires and align their energy with the greater forces of the universe. The practice of creating and using sigils connects us to a time-honored tradition of harnessing intention, focus, and belief to bring about real change in our lives. Sigils are more than just shapes and symbols. They are representations of your inner desires, condensed into a form that taps directly into your subconscious mind. Through the act of creating and activating a sigil, you are taking conscious control of your energy, directing it toward your goals, and aligning your inner world with your external reality. The power of a sigil lies not in its shape or form, but in the energy and intention behind it, the focus you bring to it, and the belief you invest in it. By practicing sigil magic, you are engaging in a form of active manifestation. Unlike traditional goal setting or affirmation methods, sigils allow you to go beyond words and thoughts, reaching directly into the subconscious realm where deep-seated beliefs and desires reside. When you create a sigil, you are condensing your desire into an abstract symbol that your subconscious mind can latch onto, bypassing the often distracting chatter of the conscious mind. This allows for a clearer, more direct path to manifestation, as the energy behind the sigil works both within your own mind and in alignment with the universe's natural flow. The simplicity of sigils makes them a particularly accessible tool for anyone looking to enhance their life. Whether you are seeking love, wealth, protection, or personal development, sigils provide a simple yet powerful method to bring these desires to fruition. And the best part? Sigils are personal and customizable. They are created specifically for your unique desires and can be modified, expanded, or used in various ways to meet your goals. This flexibility is what makes sigils so adaptable to any spiritual or magical practice. Moreover, sigils aren't confined to ancient mystical rituals. They have found new life in modern-day magic, becoming a common tool in contemporary manifestation practices, spiritual growth, and even within creative practices like art and design. People from all walks of life, from spiritual seekers to those simply looking to improve their personal lives, have embraced sigils as a way to consciously shape their reality. Whether used in witchcraft, personal empowerment, or self-development, sigils continue to provide a unique, creative, and effective means of tapping into the subconscious and bringing about change. To harness the true power of sigils, the key lies in focus and intention. By creating a sigil, you are not only engaging in an ancient tradition, but you are also participating in the profound practice of aligning your desires with universal energies. Every time you focus on a sigil, you are actively reprogramming your subconscious mind, reinforcing the belief that your desires are already on their way to manifestation. It's important to remember that sigils are tools, not shortcuts to instant gratification. Like all spiritual and manifestation practices, the success of sigils depends on your belief, action, and willingness to trust the process. When used with dedication, patience, and openness to the flow of energy, sigils can help you create profound changes in your life, guiding you toward your most authentic desires and dreams. Ultimately, sigils are a symbol of empowerment, a reminder that we have the ability to shape our lives with intention, creativity, and focus. They serve as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, allowing us to channel our desires into tangible reality. Whether you are just starting on your journey or are a seasoned practitioner of manifestation, sigils offer an enduring and potent way to align your desires with the universe's energy and manifest the life you envision.